used to produce this Coca-Cola product. Then you have many branches. So when you talk of supply chain, start from the supplying of raw materials to that organization, manufacturing of that raw materials, and the distribution of that raw materials. It can be captured in that software. What and what were brought to the organization, to the Coca-Cola company. And after getting the raw material, they now manufacture those raw material and bring out the finished product. And they will now supply it to their wholesaler, the wholesaler to the retailer. So that organization can use enterprise resource planning software to manage that process. So you know that Coca-Cola is a global company. It has many branches anywhere. So in their central office, they can be able to get information from various branches and combine them together, try to harmonize them, because you know that like we in Nigeria, that were our money doesn't have much value like that compared to other countries. So in Nigeria, they know how they are managing their product. So also in the other country that has that their money is more valued than that. With the use of this software, they can be able to manage, take a decision on what and what, how much are we going to pay our cost employees in Nigeria, and how much are we going to pay our employees in other countries based on what you have gathered through that management information system. Then I also give a sampler example. I say a local online retail store expanding globally using MIS to track sales trends and manage inventory for different regions based on demand. So normally with this software, you have your business here in Nigeria and you have branches somewhere. You can control your business right from the Nigeria, get information, various your branches, and take a meaningful decision for that organization. Then on it, we also have management of AMS in multinational organization. In a multinational organization. And by definition, I see managing MIS in multinational organization involves addressing business diversity, regulation, cultural differences, and across countries. So an example with our real life scenario, I said Unilever company manage operation across multiple countries using MIS to generate sales and inventory report. You know, at the end of the whatever MIS are doing, at the end of the day, is to generate a report, a meaningful report that can be used for decision making in an organization. So, and with the help of this MIS, a company can be able to track their transaction in various branches, getting a reliable information for the management of that organization. So I also use simpler example like a Nigerian textile company opening branches in Africa uses MIS to coordinate sales and operation adapting to different currency in labor use. So that is the explanation. Our money with the other countries' currency, there is a difference. But with the MIS, you know your scalp there, what they're supposed to earn, and you know what is in Nigeria, what they're supposed to earn. And with the MIS, you can get your report. For a management division, because you have to compare their currency. How much are we supposed, if like in USA, $1, $1 can buy, maybe they are paying $5,000 in US. In Nigeria, I don't think somebody can be able to pay that amount to their system, because when you compare Based on what I have seen, there may be last 3 days around 1,700 per ton. You can't be able to pay them here. So you have to consider that. So MIS can be able to gather those information from various branches, compute their money, and push it to the management for decision making. Then we have global data governance and compliance issues. So by definition, we say managing data availability, integrity, security globally while complying with different regional regulations like EDPR and CDPR. You know, every country has their own regulation that you have to abide by it in whatever you are doing. Those that are coming to Nigeria for business, they have to follow or to abide by our rule and regulation of our country. So also the same with a Nigerians go to another country, they have to be abide, comply with their rules and regulations there. So it is the responsibility of the MIS to be able to gather those information for management decision making. So don't forget, we gave an example of a software there. You have to use a software connected to the internet for this management information. Then now we talk about strategic use of MIS in a global company. MIS help global company optimize operations, improve decision making, and gain competitive advantage. And here I gave an example of real life scenario of Amazon. Amazon uses MIS to manage its global logistic network, tracking inventory in warehouses and optimizing delivery route to ensure efficient shipping across the globe. You know, when you are dealing with the Amazon with other business companies, you can be able to order for certain goods from them. And based on when you make a payment, you do everything that you require to do. At the end of the day, they will push that goods to you. So, you know, they have a warehouse that those product or goods are kept there. So whenever you make a request, you have to go to that warehouse, get those products there, push it to you after payment. So managing that or optimizing the efficiency of that can be done by MIS office because they are the one control anything that has to do with that company. If it is about information. So this is for strategic. So now the management of MIS multinational organization. So all of these that I'm talking about continuously, we are talking about how to manage your organization or your businesses globally, or if it's multinationally, together cover a wide range of countries that maybe you have a branches there that you are doing your business. So you have to gather them, and you have to abide by their rules and regulations governing their businesses there. So as I have told you that when you are dealing with MIS, Management Information System, so there are a lot of challenges that may arise as a result of this online business transaction. Now, here I have been able to bring out attack vectors. You know, for a hacker to be able to attack your information, he has to get a way of manipulating you before being able to get access to your information. So one of the most important aspects of the MIA is security. Try to protect your information from unauthorized users. So in that case, your information is now online. So you will experience a lot of threat coming to that your organization via these internet services. So for somebody to be able to intrude or tamper with your information on your system, they need to have use one of these attack vectors. So number one of the attack vectors here is phishing attacks. Phishing attacks. So attackers send fraudulent messages usually via email to trick employees into sharing sensitive data like login credentials. So normally I've told you that phishing attack is something that somebody will now take advantage of your organization. He knows that an organization must have MIS where they are managing their information. So now we will take that advantage. Our email is a public email. People can be able to get this email, either it's a Gmail, Yahoo mail, or any other mail that is a public email. So people can be able to get that email, use that email, send information to you. Now, hacker can use that advantage, right, to take one of these attack vectors, like for example, phishing attack. Send an email message that our server or our system is undergoing a little technical or technical services. Now, they will now ask you to please send your username and password to our MIS support center so that they can be able to rectify those technical issues via email. They will now ask you to say, click that email and now put this. So now when you click on that email, you will see an option there, username and password. So you now take your username and password, put it there, not knowing that this is another system. Immediately, when you click on submit, that username and password will now go to their own database, and you cannot be able to connect to it because it will tell you that maybe the service is unavailable or something of that nature. Already that your username and password has already gone to their database. They will now open the database, copy those username and password, come out as a legitimate user, log into that your system and start manipulating some things there. So you have to be very careful as an MIS, as anybody that is now using the system online. Once you must have to be very careful because they can trick you in your issue of your account or any other business thing that you are doing, and you can be able to enter there. And that is how they will just get your information, do something. You know, like for bank, if they can trick you like that the bank, your bank, social bank, they will mention the bank because they have been seeing your transaction. I told you that those emails, they are public. So they can able to see some of your transaction with those banks. You know, they used to send message that your bank is upgrading, your bank is this. And they can be able to take that info. They use that opportunity, send an email to you telling you that your bank has undergoing some certain technical maintenance that you should try to put this and that so that they can be able to get you there with them. In an attempt to do that, they will get that information and do so many things on it. Now, secondly, these are our attack vectors. We have ransomware attack. By definition, I say malicious software that lock or encrypt data demanding ransom for restoration. And I gave you an example in one of our class that I have once a victim of this ransomware attack. When I did my PhD, uh, I created this Dropbox. So I used to put my work there. I have a copy of my work in my system, and I also have it on my Dropbox. So sometimes when you are doing research, you have to go over to the internet, get the information there. You may need to get a journal, a book, and other things that will aid you to do your research. So sometimes those books that you are downloading from internet comes with this kind of malicious software attached to it. So that is why sometimes if you have a license system, a license software like your operating system or your Microsoft Suite, that is either current or Microsoft Excel, all this and that, you are using license one. So they will provide an update for you in order to be blocking this kind of things. But now there I downloaded the journal, but the journal is attached with that this ransomware. So immediately when I finish downloading that journal on my system, automatically this ransomware uh, close all my encrypt them. So all the documents in my system, I cannot be able to open it again. All the files that are there, I cannot open it. So immediately, within 2 to 3 seconds, they will send an like something like an invoice telling you that if you want them to decrypt this your document, then pay this and using crypto. You look at, they have to be anonymous now. You can't be. It's something that you cannot track them. It's anonymous. When your business cryptocurrency business is normally anonymous, so you don't know whom you are transacting with. That's how it is. So now you have to pay this. So I know when I was doing this certificate in cyber security, our lecturer keep on warning us that we should not pay. No, right from the beginning, get an alternative. Have to get a backup. Put your whatever you are doing somewhere against this kind of thing that may happen to you. So when I saw that, I quickly decided to format the system completely. When I format the system, I clear everything on the system. Then I reinstall my operating system and other software that I'm supposed to install. After I finish installing them, I now went to my Dropbox because the Dropbox is there online. I went to it and recover my document back to my system. And from there, I enabled my Windows Defender against any malicious software. Normally, it is we that we are creating our problems because when you attempt to download a software that has a malicious content on it, your Windows Defender will alert you that this file that you are trying to download has a malicious content on it. So avoid it. But for when you are doing the research, you just say, okay, let me disable the Windows Defender so that when I finish downloading this paper that I want, then I will now enable the Windows Defenders to continue on. So that is where that malicious something comes in. So this there is a real life scenario example there. The last one I say, the one I tried ransomware attack in 2017. affected global companies like FedEx and NHIS, causing widespread disruption. This NHS is one of the health this thing, uh, scheme company at this thing, UK. So these people they scattered that because all the files, patient file, every file there at the UK was encrypted by these people. These people they are Korean. They are Korean because Koreans are good in these hacking systems, and they are very very expert on it. So they are the one who use this WannaCry on this the NHS of UK, encrypt all their patients' files there and demand for this uh, payment for the ransom using crypto. So now the thought of our attack vector is DDoS, distributed denial of service attack. You know, in a company, this used to happen, and in a company that are producing sometimes the same product. As a result of competition, maybe we are producing the same product, and maybe you are getting customer more than me. So sometimes people used to use this denial of service attack to create confusion in your MIS, so that maybe when you push for a supply, you can't get it due to some problem. If you push for supply for something today, maybe it takes you 1 week without getting the other supply. You may think of, we have an alternative company that are producing the same. Let me go there and get my this because within 1 day, maybe I can get it. So that one is a denial. So what they are doing there, they will flood your database with series of requests. Let me give you an example of what is happening in the issue of this Israel that is happening. You know, Israel has what is called Iron Dome air defense system. So now, if you look at the fighting that they are doing with this Iran and the other two, what they are doing there, Iran, they knows that if they are to be sending this their missiles one after another, the air defense system will keep on blocking them. But for them to bypass the air defense system, they now shoot the rockets. So the rocket at a go, they will send 100 rockets. So there, the air defense system may try to block some will bypass and drop there. The same thing is using this denial service attack, and it's happening in your office. That's why I gave you an example of your company producing the same product, and maybe these people, the other company may involve this hacker to flood your database with this kind of attack. Then you will see a request, 100 requests at a time. It will make that your system to stop working. So that is how this thing used to happen. From there, what I used to get my order within 1, 2, 3 days. Now it takes me to 2 weeks for an alternative. Maybe while you had that and the other company, they are getting their product within 1, 2 days. You have to rush there and get it. That is a trick for this denial of service attack. So we also have another attack vector, that is data breach. What do you call it? Data breach. So this data breach, by definition, I say unauthorized access to sensitive data, including personal information, intellectual properties, or financial records. may result in loss of customers' trust, legal penalty, and severe damage to companies. Normally data breach, you as an insider or an MIS staff of that organization, you may have an interest to do some kind of cruel something there in the organization. Yeah. That is where the issue of data breach comes. You are being entrusted and even give you a role on that system to be able to be maybe updating, editing, and adding of transaction there. Instead of you to do it there legally, when and follow another method, maybe you are taking that information to other people for money. Then, a competitive company can try to enter your people and ask them, please, we are producing the same product. Look at this. I will pay you so amount of anything. Please try to tamper with this and that. I know if you can be able to do that, it will create a problem to them, and that will allow our company to do this. They will offer him the money, and you can use that opportunity. Maybe the money is big. That maybe you offer. Since when he started working there, he cannot be able to get that money. Offer it to him, you now take the money. They at a go within 5 to 10 seconds, he can be able to do what they ask him to do, and he can get that huge amount of money. He can do it and go. That's the problem. That's why if those that are working in the MIS, that organization needs to be motivating them. A kind of motivation. You have to giving them some things like that. Let me give an example of again this jab. When this prof came to jab, there was a lot of atrocities that is happening there. People are doing this, you pay money, they will add mark for you, this and that. When he came on board, what he did now, you look at the organization, say, okay, now what I should do, let me try to motivate these people so that if I am giving them what they want, they will do what I want. So now increase their allowances, increase their salary. If you do this work today, after when you finish, there is allowance on it. That makes their staff come back to their sense and do the needful. And therefore, that by doing that, JAM office was able to generate a lot of revenue for the federal government. It's a method. So what you are dealing with those people that are in the MIS, try to create a kind of motivation that will take their mind from doing that dubious activities. That's what you're supposed to do on this data breach. The same thing with insider trade. Employee or partners with unauthorized access intentionally or unintentionally misuse company system and data. Compromise of critical data, intellectual property theft, or sabotage of operation. Normally, sometimes, you can be working with an organization, let's say financial organization, it is like bank. You are there as a staff of the bank. You can connive with the hacker because you are from the MIS. They will now be able to bring a software that you can maybe put it. They can even bring it in a flash, a malicious software. What they will do, they will not ask you to put it on your USB slot. That software will now be used by deducting certain amount of each and every transaction that bank is used to have. I can develop a software now, attach it with our portal that any transaction up to this account, let it deduct 1 naira, please. Before I continue with the bank, now when you are using this our university portal, you know that there are some payment gateways in between. Like in the National State University, we have the CBS, Central Billing System, from the state government. So now when a student make a payment on our portal, the payment will hit our portal immediately. Those CPS will now automatically, the system will now deduct 350 naira from that student bill. That is their charges, and it's accepted by the school. So now the purpose of bringing that CPS to each and every revenue generated organization, national state, to post their revenue generation, because that would determine the subvention that is coming from the federal government. So now, when you pay your school fees, you people as a student, whoever take that payment, automatically, if CBS has already put a software that will automatically deduct 350 naira for them to go to them. Now, you see, they have the software that is getting money from them, and it's legally accepted by the university and by the state government. Then after that, when they deduct the money, immediately the money hits university account, automatically that software will deduct 350 naira to go to them. Then that money again will now move to CBS completely. After deducting, it hits university account, and from hitting that university account, they were able to deduct 350 naira. Then after deducting it, that money is still. Now, the money now will be added to the report, to the MIS report there. That's why immediately when you make the payment will hit the university portal. When it hit that university portal, that means the university portal will not capture that amount as a report for the MIS. Then the system will deduct 350 naira, and that money again, after deduction, will now move to the CBS. So the CBS will now add it as a revenue generated for National State University. Then the CBS again will now look at where are they supposed to push those money. Because now we have so many accounts. There is student charges. They have to push the money to the student. There is the tuition fee. That is the main school fees. It has to go to them. There is charges for library, charges for this and that. So they have different accounts. So there are split accounts that the CBS have to push those money to those various accounts. So the same thing with that bank that I was talking about. You can have a criminal person working in bank, and they can use him to put that software on the system. Assuming that just is 3 naira. We Nigerians we have that mentality. If I can be able to remove 100 or 500 from your account, you can't go and complain. Talk less of taking 5 naira, 10 naira from your account. If you don't look at that, you turn your bed. But in other countries, if it is something deducted, not know as they are known, they have to follow you. They have to follow you. But for we, if I remove 200 for each account, each transaction you did, I remove 200. You will not even bother. So look at, if you are getting that opportunity in Nigerian bank, you will make a lot of money. Talking of this 3 naira, assuming that 3 million people did transactions that day, how much are you going to generate? But for Nigeria, you can even deduct 300 to 500 naira for somebody's account. You will not even care. You will not be checked whether something has been deducted from them. So assuming if they are using that software, look at this is a kind of insider trick. This is stuck there, working with you. You entrusted him with that work and use it to get other things again different. So MIS has to be very careful. That's why an organization needs to have a committee. That is a monitoring committee. Apart from the MIS, people that have been checkmating the staff of the MIS, you don't need to inform them that we are coming to check up the law. at any time you can be able to come, look at the system, make sure that among those that are coming for that monitoring must be computer experts. You can even employ people outside, an expert from outside, they can anytime they can be able to come out for that check to make sure that things are going by. You know, when you are doing something, they say 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the owner. One day they will catch you. Uh-huh. Then we also have what is called among these attack vector, we have man in the middle attack. Man in the middle attack. Man in the middle attack. You see it there. Man in the middle attack. So it's an attack. What people used to do there is that. So what people doing there is that, for example, let me give you an example with our your organizational local area network. You know, if you have a local area network in your organization, you can be able to be passing information via that LAN connection. From this office to this office, from this office to that office, you can do that. So now, using what? Using a network cable. So what one in the middle attack did, there is a software for it. What he did, he will go and intercept that your traffic. That message that you are sending is passing through that network cable. You will use that software to intercept because he is connected to the system. You know, for you to be able to tamper with anything in my office, you must have authority. Maybe you must have a privilege to be entering that office. Just like that, I used to open my office after when I finish my work closing. Before something happens, it will take a time. But maybe I'm sharing the office with one or two people. So now, I can keep my something here, then the other person will take it, and you will claim that it's not the one, it's the other. The other will now claim that it's not the one. You, the other, will now say, oh, you can't, this is, you either to send them, to send out of them, or just leave it like that. So the same thing, when you are, you learn, that network of your organization, you can send your message to your superior using that your local area network. From his office, you don't need to go there. Okay, you want him to approve something, you don't need to go there. We have the human resource management software. We have the budgetary automation software for the approval of any financial issues. So now, and that software, they are working on a local area network. And that is why if I push my request to you, it will go there and you look at it. If it is for approval, you approve. If it is for comment, you comment. If it is for anything you do, you not send it back to me. So a hacker or somebody from that organization who must have some kind of videos that mind, you can now use that man in the middle attack software. Since he is connected to that network, he can use the software there to block the traffic that is going to maybe, for example, university for the approval of the VC or any other thing. Maybe from here you can send a message seeking for approval from the VC for his friend. Then his friend now tell me that please. I make a request from you. I don't know whether maybe she may think that the money is huge. So how can I do? So when you have sent a message, that traffic has to pass through that network to your organ. Or it is way that person that is using money in the meeting attack software will now block the traffic. After when you block the traffic, you now open the traffic, modify the traffic, If it is you wrote 1,000, you will put 5,000, and then after putting the 5,000, he modifies it. You now push it again. That means the traffic has been intercepted along the way, and the money has been increased. Going there, the music, look at it, he was able to convince her based on what he wrote there. No, if you are writing to Oga for a request, you need to convince him very well so that he will be able to reason with you and put his approval. And the thing will now come and he will take it. Maybe maybe he has his own Oga, maybe let's say head of MIS, for example, is in office. His staff make a request to his Oga first. His Oga has to make a comment before taking it to the police. So now he pushed a message to his Oga that he is requesting for 5,000. Oga said, it's not bad. 5,000 is okay for you for what you want to do. I get me. Then from there, he will not send the message to his officer. Then that officer now, when I say, okay, I have already finished with my order. Now, let me use the running the middle attack software to make some modification. Now, he has recommend for 5,000. You now make it 20,000. I push it to DC for approval. DC will now approve based on maybe he will change the arrangement now, that he will spend this for that, making it 20,000. And he will release it. As a result of what? Man in the middle attack. So it's an attack big too. Then we also have what is called SQL injection. SQL injection. SQL injection. So SQL injection is also a malicious software. And where this SQL injection used is on the database. Everything you send or you push from your portal, it goes to where? Database of that organization. Now, as a student, if you register yourself, pay your school fees, your school fees and your profile will now be stored at your own database. So database contains tables for each and every student of the university. Each and every student has a table containing his information on our database. So now we have our database, everything is going there. This SQL injection is also a software. What it's trying to do is that the software, you can install the software on your system. You now pull the data, your portal where you want to connect the track. Then you can generate a malicious code from that software. Then you open the university portal. There is where you are to put your username and password in order to get access to your account. That is why you as a student now, they will say that your username is your matric number. Then you now create your password. So they will be able to use that software using that login that would penetrate into the database. They do not send a malicious query. When we talk of query, it's calling now to call something. So same thing with the database. You have to write a query from the database. Insert, let's see, you will say now, insert name. From where? Say from the name of that table. So that like an example of query. So if right now create a form, I will now see put name, put your first name, second name, third name if you have, then put your age and everything. Then click on submit. When you now submit, there is a query written at the background. that will now take that what you have imputed on that form to the database. So now they will now generate another page that will allow them to either add or delete or update from that database. So doing that is called an SQL injection. You are putting something that is not supposed to be on that database via that is SQL injection software. That would allow you to, let's say someone pay his first year school fees, he didn't pay for the second year, and you want to pay for the third, maybe he doesn't have money. You know that from the portal, if you go to pay for your second fourth school fees without paying the second, the system will, what the system will do immediately when we make that payment, it will take it for the second, not for the current one. So that malicious injection, maybe the guy used that software to do that, and what he will do, he will try to make it pay for you for the second time and ask you to pay for the third time. That is, you can be able to edit, delete, insert, update. And that one is a function for maybe head of AMS on that organization. It is the one to enter into the portal, has the access to delete, edit, update, and do whatever he wants there. But somebody can do it at the background without knowing. At the end of the day, it was the head of MIS that the school will now challenge for that injection. So now we also have advanced persistent threat. A prolonged and targeted attack where attacker gain unauthorized access and remain undetected to steal information. So, you know, what will protect your system, your information to be protected at all times is update. Is what update. You know, people used to, you have to be updating your system and be getting some certain information. You know, in your own portal or any website you have for your organization must have a certain port attached to it. Let me give you an example. If you take this port as your own gate of entry for your business, maybe inside this port, you have partitioned this office into 5-3-2-5. This partition is doing this. Second partition is doing this. Third partition is doing this, and fourth partition is doing that. You know, you have about 4 partitions, and you have a door, your entry point. You have to enter before you meet any of these units or ports, as an example. The same thing with the website or portal. There is what is called a port on in the portal or in the website. That port, we have different ports. We have the HTTP port, which is for 80. We have the FTP page, which is port 25. We have the 443 port, which is for HTTPS. So let me give you an example that you can understand. You know, in a website, when you put the domain name of that website, for example, www.insub.ad.ng, if you click on enter, it will now take you to the home page of the university. And on that home page, you will see a lot of pictures, information there for our advertisement. Any advertisement we want to make, we do it on our own homepage. Those advertisements that you are seeing there, they are stored in a port called port 80. I get me? It's stored in a port called port 80. That's where it's stored. So later, when people have too much hacking website, so secure layer comes in. There is an organization. Their function is to secure domain names from unauthorized access. So it seems people are still using the port 80, which is port 80 HTTP that can carry all your advertising, all your information on at the front of your website. They now bring port 443, which is HTTP with S. So now, like university now, if you want to open our university portal, directly when you open web browser, start typing www.institute.ac.ng, you will see a padlock. A small padlock at that address bar. That is secure layer. Meaning that nobody can intercept your information when you are trying to visit that our website. As a result of that padlock, because secure layer is there. So you have to pay. It's a company. You have to pay them, and they are charging you. You either pay them per year or quarterly or monthly. The way you choose, you'll be paying them, and their function is to protect that your government name or any unauthorized access by individual. So it's there to protect them. So if you look at it, you see in a website we have so many that kind of problem that is there that you will be able to address. Now, let me use this opportunity to give you an example. Let me minimize this and show you something that. Now my system here is connected to the internet. Which one are you? One has the first one sent the phone name. That's it. Good. So now let me give you an example. You know, you can be able to. I want to show you a clear example of this kind of port that I'm talking about. Now, I want to give you an example with a vulnerable website, because if you want to train this kind of ethical hacking, or want to be ethical hacking in your organization, you have to be blocking some of these kind of attempts by hackers. There is a vulnerable website that has been created for you to be practicing on how to be
Thank you.
blocking all this kind of
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
all this kind of this trade that are coming to your site. And look at the system. He is bringing problems.
Mine is that.
The problem is that there are some software that are installed here. You must have to make what so we should succeed the exam. I don't know what happened. It's not taking for. No, for our you know how it's like house.
No, it's not there. This the mine. It needs to show this. It needs to show this.
Doesn't want to display on screen.
This is what I'm looking for.
Hmm?
Mine is FPS.
Okay.
Yeah, what's it there?
I wish in the past. Use the right everything. Okay. What is the that one is going to extend that. So now, when you look at here, there is a vulnerable website here. This kind of website that you have seen here, domain name, they are in our listing. You see them in blue columns. Is the domain name www.dvwa.co.uk. We have www.ht3hours.org.www this and that. These are a domain name of an organization. So now, okay, is there? Okay. No, so let me now I have what is called NMARC here. This is an NMARC. You know, most of the hacking tools are free online. It's not for sale. We have an open source software developed by Apache Foundation. It's a foundation, it's a group of experts that are there. And even you in Nigeria, you are allowed to go into the Apache Foundation, get the software there, copy it, modify it, and re-upload it for people to use. So it's getting a special protection from that Apache Foundation. So what the software is used, this is open source software. Just like when you download them, you can use them for whatever you have. So I did a code here as well. Let me give you an example. Now this is my NMARC. For my paper here, it is domain comes with an associated IP address. You know, normally computer doesn't understand what. It only understands what? Zeros and one. So now you can create your own domain name. Now maybe for our university we are going to we are using www.ab.h. When you push it to those that are selling domain name, they will now create an associated IP address. So you can either use IP address to that domain name, or you can use the domain name direct. So you as an AMS, you have to at least get a little knowledge of how to create penetration system for an organization. You know, just when you are doing penetration, so now when you look at my example there, each and every domain name is associated with an IP. That IP address is now representing it. So you either use the IP address or you use the domain name, whatever you want. If you have the domain name of your organizational website, you know it's easier to be able to track the domain name than to what associated IP address. You see, IP address there, you see 192.104.18.43.64. It's representing https://org.org/project.web. So there is an IP address that is representing our why so for you our domain name also actually on that IP address. So now we are going for break. When we come back, we now explain how you can be able to create the posts that are working on this website. You like get the post, then take the post somewhere and maybe look for something that maybe will interest your own organization with decision making. Thank you very much. We are going for break. Come back. That IP address I copied. Now I press enter. So now I will now go to my map and look at the continuation. So the map is our target is we want to see ports that are in this our university portal, for example. Are you getting me? Because it is the responsibility of the MIS officer to be able to be getting this information to their own organization. Now, you have the port, and there are a lot of trade on that port. Because people are trying to penetrate the port in order to get a meaningful information from it. Are you getting me? All your information are there on those ports. You have the mail port, you have the port 80 for the HTML, you have your own database. Okay. Professor. Okay. So I want to continue. I continue where you are. Okay.
I just wanted to do
Okay, sir.
Now, what do you do?
And I tell you to come here. For this sense, you want to get all the topic, all the you will assign to what to do. But the political
yana ma dile ka san nan ba da ita
so but again, we talk about the balance but then we want to put in all sorts of programs and looking for this thing. So we have to do something out of something. This is a area. This is the main reason why you don't want to be here. Now I know that our family, but it's for you, I know. Just that I call you. Details. Housewife. Human rights. The idea is see that I'm telling you that so it's the class of many. Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were supposed to break. Okay, your point. My coordinators, our senior colleagues, distinguished students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Just like my coordinators introduced me, I'm Ahmed Adebuchiroma, retired captain, Doctor of Philosophy and Defense and Strategic Studies. I'm the Deputy Secretary, Presidential Think Tank, Defense and Security. I'm the pioneer, President of Alumni Nigerian Defense. So, like you said, I'm going to coordinate the research work. So, I hope we have serious students. The issue of research is a very serious issue. Any program beyond PSC is anchored on what? On research. It is anchored on research. And not research that somebody will go online or pay somebody to do. If I'm going to coordinate, honestly, you have to work. If not, it's either you run away or you continue to pay school fees. So, like you said, you are going to give me topics, but me, I don't want topic. I want a problem. Because research is always, most is targeted to what? Solving a problem. So I want each and every one of you at the end of the day will be able to give order, take it to the presidency. We have gotten a solution to a particular problem. So if your research topic is not aimed to solve a problem, please don't come with that topic. So what I said, I need a problem, because you may go and get a research topic which is rectangle, and then the problem is what is cycle. At the end of the day, you find it very difficult now to fit that cycle into what? Into the rectangle. So it's better you get problem, and that problem cut across all sector of human endeavor. It's not limited. So, sir, let me not take August time. So get my number 080.
Now,
no problem, but take my number so that if you have any disease, I have no problem.
if you put his number on
Okay,
your platform,
okay, good. Stop.
on your platform,
an email. An email.
number and email, so that you can
So,
contact him.
no, okay, only serious students, so let only serious students contact me. Okay, if they are all, I have no problem.
You put his number and email on your platform so that individuals can contact him. Okay?
All right.
For guidance and other issues, not actually. Not actually, other issues. Okay, let me just round up. The sounding of now so that you have the sounding up.
So now, what I'm trying to say here is that, I said, even if you have the complete, if you don't have the knowledge of programming language, you can use these kind of softwares to be able to check the vulnerability or threat on your organizational portal. So now, I take an example of a website here. I say your organizational website may have a domain name and it has an associated IP address attached. So when you want to do that in your organization, you can go to the organization, the people that are managing the portal of the organization, ask them for an IP address they have it there. They will give you. Then when you come, you just go to the internet and download this kind of nmap. nmap. So now, nmap. So now when you go to the internet, you download that one. Just or you go to the internet and what you should do, just write a vulnerable website. You need a vulnerable website. They will give you a lot of vulnerable websites that you can use for training yourself. I get me? For training yourself, just vulnerable website. If you go there, they will give you. And you even ask them an IP address associated with those vulnerable websites, they will also give you. The same with the one, or if you want me to forward this one, I can forward it for you. Then, yes, then what I did there, just go to it. It's not a very big software, nmap. Just click and download. When you download, you see it's a very simple interface. You see, if you look at the software there, they wrote target. There on that target, I copy the associated IP address of one of the websites there and put it there. Then I go to the last option, I say scan. So when I say scan, then I now come back to this CMD, that is command prompt on your system. Command prompt. When you click on the command prompt, then you can now have a simple information for yourself. Say nmap, then you now say dash SV, then you now see you paste the IP address of that website. So now when you do that, you click on OK, it will give you something like this. Then the system will now go over the software and get something like this. Now, what I am trying to explain to you, I gave you an example. This is your organization. And in this your organization, you organization. And each office has a certain function attached to that office. Same thing with your portal. Now, in a portal, our partition will call it a port, and we assign a number to each of that port. That's why if you look at here, you say port. If you look at there, you see port, state, service, version. Then port 21 is FTP. This FTP port is the one handling download and upload of anything from your website. Anything that you are downloading from your website is controlled by port 21. Is the one taking care of that. You download, you upload, it's there. Then we also have port 22. This port 22, you see SSH. Its function is to control the user, the logins that you are doing, to secure those logins. That is its function. And we have the port 80. That port 80 is where all your advertisement, anything you saw in the front of your website is stored in port 80. And I say as a result of the security issues, that port 80 was upgraded to port 443 because of that SSL to a secure layer of the portal. You will see port 443 SSL/HTTP. So now when you have something like this, even though this one is not functioning, but let me give you an example of it. It's not functioning because I didn't put a license. We have something CVE detail. Just CVE detail. Then you click on it, it will open something like this for you. This CVE detail, what this service is doing is that when you copy, let me go back. Check here. Now, I want to see the vulnerability that may be attached to my port 80. My port 80. Port 80 is where all my advertisement is stored. So is there any vulnerability because of a defacement? There is something that we call defacement. That is to remove your content and replace it with hackers' content. It's called defacement. You know, they deface your homepage. They will now just get something there on that portal. They deface your portal because it's not normal again, because they have added something. So you can go there and check. So now, for example, that is not something technical. Now, when you put this version that I put, it will give you this. Then you now go to the port 80, then you will see something Apache HPE. Though the reason why it didn't show the version is that because we are using a vulnerable website. If not, it has to show the version. Which of the HTTP software we are using for storing our advertisement in our homepage? The software is called Apache. So this Apache is supposed to show version number. And if it shows version number, I'll just copy it like this. Then now go to this CVE detail. That is Common Vulnerability Exposure. That's the name of this site. Then I will now just go and paste it here. So now it will not work because there is no version. And if there is version, the system will automatically check the version for you. If it checks the version, it will now display the old version and the upgraded version. Then it will now assign an ID for you, a number attached to it. They will now say, okay, for you to be able to block any threat to your port so that somebody should not intrude that your homepage, then copy this updated Apache and reinstall it on your system. They will not tell you, and they will give you here. They will copy it, they install it in your system. It will now patch the loophole or the vulnerability that a hacker can get into your website and make certain defacement on it. So this is an example. You know, this one is not technical. It's not technical. You are here for conflict resolution. You can take all this again and even show you most of the MIS stuff because they are not there. Maybe they are not moving. Like if you look at it now, we make as part of our effort to strengthen our security issues with in National State University, we were there on Thursday at NIDA. Then we look at their security apparatus, we bring our idea, they brought their idea, we even discuss there how to manage all this thing. Because now, if you have a problem with your website, any website you uploaded in Nigeria, you can be able to register with them. That we, the MIS, we have our website of our organization, we now register it. They can use, you can give them permission to scan and get any threat on that your website without you doing it. Just ask them, okay, now this is our website. We have given you a permission to be able to scan this our website, get any threat or vulnerabilities attached to this our website, please, and give us advice on what we should do. It's often now you can take it to that place. If you go there, they have already made their own lab of making that. So this is small of it. We are talking about this. MIS talk about the most important part of the MIS is security. So our security, we are not done with the security because it's very important. Because sometimes we need to give advice how to do this, how to do that to avoid yourself from all these things. All these things are there. So for today, we are going to stop here. Next class will continue on it. So when we finish that, we're now going to, because this is our last course outline. When we finish that, we now go back to, issue of research. We will talk about, you are now going to start your research. That's why it's coming here to ask you of your problems or anything. Then how are you going to conduct that research in the online? How do you going to get that research? It's something that you have to go online, get journals. How can I get them? And after when I get them, how will I use them for my research? Well,